The party
Guy
was lame to me.
Fieri.
Fieri.
That's the fun.
Yeah.
So they're trying to track him down. Mora's at the party.
I just want to say, you are never allowed to pick the freaking theme for anything again. Okay. Albuquerque, fire truck. We're just yelling out words now? What's going on here? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I am being joined by my sister, Vetta.
Hi, how is everyone tonight?
Yeah, my night's good.
Awesome.
And on this episode, you guys, we are going to be reviewing the movie Solo Mio. Now, this is a newer movie, and we both had to go to the movie theater, but I went on Valentine's.
We don't do on this show too often.
We don't, because going to the movie theaters can be a pain in the ass because I have kids, so I have to schedule, babysitters and stuff, and it's a small fortune to go to the movie theater. I spent $100, and there was just two of us.
Yeah.
And I didn't even get alcohol at the theater because I'm not. I was like, well, we went to an AMC and they don't serve alcohol, and I was like, what? I was like, I could have snuck something in. I wish I would have known.
Oh, see, we went, and the theater we went to had like a couples special, so. For what was it?
That would have been nice.
It was like $32. Like it cost us like $60 because we bought our tickets, and then for $32 we got like an appetizer, candy, and 2 alcoholic beverages.
Right. Oh, what candy did you get?
Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, that's a good one. I always like, I'm not eating candy right now, but Milk Duds. Oh, those are so good with the popcorn. You take the popcorn and I saw it in a movie, but I was doing it before this movie. I don't remember what movie it was, but you got to dig a little pocket in the popcorn and you just dump all the Milk Duds in there. You get 2 boxes and you dump them in there. And then you just I'm so good.
You need to get a nacho tray and just ask for nacho cheese and dip your popcorn.
That's a good idea, dude. That's a good one.
And if they do jalapenos, it's even better.
Oh, that's good too.
Popcorn nachos.
Popcorn nachos are good. Okay, all right. Well, we'll discuss all this later, but let's get into the meat of this episode, and that is Solo Mio. But before we get started talking about this episode,
happy Valentine's Day!
Happy Valentine's Day, yay! But we're going to talk about we're going to ask the most important question of the night, and that is, what are you drinking? And Vetta, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking what's called cranberry fizz.
Ooh, tell Daddy.
It's cranberry punch. It's like this Flickers or Flicks or something pre-mixed cocktail stuff.
I love Flickers.
Just add champagne to it. So it's really just a mimosa, but instead of being orange juice, it's cranberry. I am here for it. It's delicious. But then I also have, because this is too small of a drink for the whole movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So then I have a rum and Coke as well.
Nice.
What about you?
Well, I have, in honor of this movie, I have a Cafe Solo Espresso Martini, but it had foam at the top, which has sunk to the bottom. so
it looks like you have cum in your cup.
It looks like I have just the bottom of cum. So this is what's called Cafe Solo Original. It's like a coffee, but in a can or whatever. Anyways, and then it's got espresso, and then it's got vodka, and then you're supposed to put beans on it. Had foam. The foam went all the way to the bottom, but you're supposed to put beans on the top as like a garnish. But you know how I feel about food in my beverages. Yeah, you feel the same way. It's like I'm wired, but I'm also happy. So okay,
that is the problem with espresso martinis, because they seriously, it's just like you're all of a sudden drunk and all of a sudden really
you're ready to party. Yeah. It's the same thing when I drink a Red Bull and vodka and Red Bull. I'm all like, I'm all like, you guys are putting way too much Red Bull in this Red Bull, and I need a little bit more vodka, just so you know, like less Red Bull, more vodka.
You're going, guys. I don't know what your mixture is here, but this is not the mixture I'm looking for.
The vodka to Red Bull ratio is not. It doesn't need to be equal. One can be 80, 20. Right.
Come on. I need more vodka, less Red Bull.
You guys, the Red Bull is just flavoring. That's it. I just need a tiny splash.
And if you have too much Red Bull, it literally looks like you're just drinking piss.
Or when they accidentally put the sugar-free, like, sugar-free? What? God, get the fuck out of here. I want a new drink. You better comp this 100%. Shit. Okay. All right. Let's get to, we are just having too much fun right now before we got even into the movie. People are like, I wanted to talk about Solo Mio. So let's talk about Solo Mio. All right. So what is Solo Mio? A wedding disaster leaves a groom stranded in Rome, brokenhearted, in the world's happiest city. However, with the help from a determined local and a few meddling couples, his ruined honeymoon becomes an adventure that he never expected. Now, I just have to ask you a question. Is Rome the happiest city? I never knew Rome was known as the happiest. I've never heard it called that
before. But I also feel like this movie was funded by a bunch of people in Italy for tourism purposes.
I agree. Maybe, probably. It's like when we did Little Italy, Canada.
Yeah.
They sponsored. They funded most of that movie, and I'm all like, well, of course they did. It's in Little Italy, Canada.
Giant advertisement for Italy, which I'm fine with because I'm here for it.
Yeah, which I wanted to ask you real quick. Have you ever been to Italy or Rome?
No, the closest I've been to Italy was at the top of the Matterhorn in Switzerland. If we would have taken a 45-minute gondola ride, we could have been in Italy. Don't roll your eyes at me.
I shouldn't have asked you. You just annoy me. Anyways.
Have you been to Italy?
No, of course I haven't been to Italy.
Have you been to Little Italy in Canada?
No, but I would go there before Italy. We need to take a trip to Little Italy someday.
We need to start taking drivable trips to places with movies we've done.
Exactly. Like, I think Little Italy would take us like either you could drive over and then we could drive up to Canada because it's like I think it's a 6-hour drive for me. So.
Right. It's just in Toronto.
So we can totally do that. We should, one of these days we're going to do it and we'll record it for all of you, all of our
look up for BS Drunk Movie Reviews Travel Edition.
Travel Edition. Okay. All right. We are having too much fun before you even talk about this movie. Let me pull this sucker up. Okay. So the movie starts out where we get this like montage of the happy wedding couple. And in this specific picture that I have up right now, by the way,
and they're obsessed with Italy.
Yeah. Okay. Dear listener, real quick, I just want to tell you right now that because the movie's not out on digital or anything, we are using the trailer, which I have spliced together in the order that it went in the movie. And then I've also added some pictures in there from stuff that happens in the movie, but it might not be exactly from the movie or whatever. So just if you're watching us on YouTube, bear in mind that, we're working with what we got here. Okay. And in this movie, it's not enough. I just want to say also, Vetta, that this movie, I did like it, but it didn't reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like it was it's
100% predictable. But can I just tell you, this movie is full of characters, and I am here for them.
Exactly. The characters are what make this movie. Okay. Yeah. So in this one, we have, so the two people that are in this little thing are Matt Taylor and Heather, his fiance. Okay.
And they're two teachers, elementary school teachers.
Mm-hmm, yep. So she's making some pasta and everything. She's like, get out of here, you little crazy kid. I'm trying to make the pasta sauce and everything. And he's having a little fun with her or whatever. And they're having dinner when she's, in this one, she's holding up her water. Right. And I just want to be like, put your goddamn water down, honey, with your goddamn lemon slice and take a picture.
Right.
And then I also noticed the wine. My first notice was the wine in the back. I was like, I wonder what vintage that is. It's delicious. Anyways. Okay. But they look happy. They're all happy and such. So then, and we keep going on. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm just going to play this sucker. They're playing around in the snow. Look at the happy couple. They're celebrating her like 50th or whatever. They're doing, Christmas time, which I just want you
matching pajamas.
I would totally buy that though. I would wear that. Those pajamas. I'm going to buy that. And then comes the day where he proposal and everything.
And he does it in true teacher fashion. Where he gets all of her students, especially elementary school, gets all of her students, and they all make signs that say, will you marry me in Italy? Because as you can tell from her classroom, she's super obsessed with Italy.
Yeah.
And of course, she says yes, because this is like her dream come true.
Yeah. Yes, it is. So then we get the day of the wedding, right? And I just want to say, oh, hold on, I fast forward.
I totally would get married here. This is a super
Dude,
cute
I know.
church.
Yeah, they've got the two, like, it's so beautiful. Like, the whole setup is really nice. I just want to say though, I was kind of bummed that Matt's mom wasn't there. I'm all like, Matt, you didn't pay for your mom to come to your wedding, because he calls her later, and I'm all like, Matt, like, if I was
maybe
getting,
she
like,
has health issues and she can't.
okay, fine. All right. He gets a pass now, but only because you said that, you fucker.
And
Anyways,
I love
my
here,
whole thing.
we'll find out here in a few minutes as we keep talking, that they bought the wedding package of 2 become 1.
Yes,
which apparently a shit ton of couples bought.
Yes, and I love that Spice Girls
and everything.
song.
I love it.
Yes, that's a good Spice Girl song. Okay.
Yeah.
So it comes time for her to walk down the aisle, and Matt's like super excited. He's all excited and everything, and she's just not walking down the aisle. Like, everybody's like, what's going on? What's going on? And everything. And he's all like, they're all wondering. So he talks to the wedding planner, and I like this wedding, but she's like, well, she was here and then she left. And it's like,
she was here and now she's not.
Yeah, so we got that, bitch.
Yeah. And now she's not.
Where did she
he
go?
Just keeps going, where is she? Where is she? We don't know. This poor wedding planner. This has to be a wedding planner's nightmare.
For sure. I couldn't even imagine being left at the altar. If I had been left at the altar.
This is like every wedding planner after seeing this movie should put like an air tag on the bride.
Right. like inside her dress pocket, if you have those. Okay, so then we get the letter. He goes in, he finds the ring, and he finds the letter, and it says,
and she was nice and gave the ring back.
Yeah, which is nice, because a lot of bitches don't. They don't give that ring back.
Because I don't think they have to, because it's a gift.
You're right. I don't think they have to either. I listen, I just want to say we are not legal experts. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah.
So don't end your wedding thinking you're keeping your $40,000 ring.
Yeah.
Pissed at us that you have to give it back.
Yeah. Don't take me to court. I don't have anything. Take this one to court. She's got plenty of money.
Up kiss. I got nothing.
That's true.
I have no job.
Anything. You married a good man.
This is my job.
I should have found a good man to marry like you did. Okay, but we all
you would have made a good wife.
I would make a good wife, fucker. Okay, anyways, so I have him going back to the hotel, but I want to talk about his shenanigans. So he's all like, Heather is not answering her phone. And he's all like, where'd she go? She went home. So he goes to the airport and gets on the plane to go home. And then while he's on the plane, he's like trying to call her, whatever. He's talking to his mom and everything. And then he gets a text from her. She's like, I haven't left.
Oh, can we talk about the bitch sitting next to him that's like ringing the call button because he's still on his phone? They haven't even taxied away from the gate yet.
I know. Yeah. And they're all like, we're about to take off. No, you're not. I've been on a plane before. You are not about to take off. Like,
you have to move away from the gate before you can take off.
Exactly.
So,
sweetie, the door wasn't closed yet when you first told him to turn off his phone, the stewardess or whatever.
Right.
And I'm all like, y'all need to calm it fucking down. And then she's like, I'm still in Italy. So then he's like, I got to get off this fucking plane. And then I didn't like how he took his luggage off and hit that dude, because I'm all like, that is not happened.
But that was the way he got off the plane. Because he gets thrown in jail, airport jail.
I just want to be like, is this real? This isn't real jail. Nobody takes airport jail
seriously. Do they have like full-on sales like that with like the big solid door with just the window?
I don't know. This is Italy, so who knows? Who knows what they got there? They still have the rack there. So I'm not 100% sure. Italians, please tell us. We want to know. So he goes to this hotel, which I have to say, a nice hotel. I liked it.
Nice hotel.
Yeah. So he goes
Marcel has super hopes that she's going to show up.
Yeah. And he's all like,
he's not refunding anything.
Yeah. He's like, how was your day? And he's like, hey, we had a little bit of a mix up and we need to push everything back. Now, when he said that, I was all like, yeah, that's not how that works, buddy. Just push back the package. Like, especially because there's like 15 other couples there. I just be like, that's not how this works, dude. Either you do it or you don't do it. I know
you didn't read the fine print, bud.
He did not read the fine print. Yeah, fucker. So he's all like, we're gonna need to push back the honeymoon package and everything. And Marcello is all like, sorry, buddy, I can't do that. You should do the package yourself. You're in Italy, enjoy yourself. Now I have to agree with Marcello.
100%.
Yeah.
It's already paid for. Don't let
Exactly.
her ruin your good time here. You're in
Yeah, yeah,
another
yeah.
country. Experience it all.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was all like I was all like, just because, that stupid bitch ruined your life doesn't mean you have to, you
Minus the
can't,
tandem bike situation, why they wouldn't give him just a single rider bike and
dude,
he has to ride around Italy
I
on a
wanted to talk
tandem
about
bike.
that. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that when we get to it. So he's all like, he's decided, fine, I'm gonna do the trip, but
Can we
solo
talk
me
about
out.
his honeymoon suite though? He
Yeah,
had
yeah. Sorry, I couldn't
cake.
find any pictures of that.
Yeah, this was a nice setup. Like they had
Mm-hmm.
a cake, they had a chocolate fountain with strawberries,
With
2 bottles of
strawberries.
champagne, they
Hey,
had a
oh,
balcony.
they had a
This was
balcony.
whole sitting room area.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
was a nice honeymoon suite. And granted, the walls are thin because he can hear the neighbors
Yeah,
arguing and
and
chit-chatting and
and
stuff.
they can
But
hear him jerking off with his, and
right.
I'm all like, you need to stop that. They're thinking bad thoughts about you, Mister.
Because he's out on the balcony going, "Arr."
Yeah. I just want to be all like, what are you doing here, Kevin James? Like, you cut that out
Italy
right now.
doesn't want to hear your moans, dude.
Yeah,
Not at all.
exactly. I don't want to hear his moans, and I'm not in Italy. Okay. And I just want to say right now, so we have a picture of Italy and everything in the Colosseum, and I just have to say right now, so beautiful. When I watch movies like this, Vetta, I always watch them and I'm all like, there's no place like this in the entire world. There's just it's got its own distinct feel, its own distinct look, and I love every minute of it.
I just love all European countries because they're
Mhm,
all so different and
mhm.
there's so much culture and history.
Exactly. So he's in Italy and everything. So the first thing he does is he goes to this coffee shop, right? But before he gets to the coffee shop, he is assaulted by some children. And I say that because these little fuckers are playing soccer and they steal his wallet.
They
But
have a whole little ring.
they are schemers, dude.
Right.
I was all like, man, these little kids, they know
And
what's
he's not the
doing.
only one they do it to because
I know.
people running the businesses surrounding this little square keep having to go out and take people's wallets from them and tell them to knock the shit
Yeah. They're like,
off.
"Como te la bella, little little," and then everything. So he goes to the Gia Cafe de Sole. All right. And he goes in, and this is oops, I missed it. Hold on. We passed Gia. Gia. We need to see her. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on. And so we see, oh shit, never mind. Okay, so we see Gia for the first time, and she sees what the little kids are doing. She goes out there and she's all like, you give him back his wallet and everything, but in Italian. I don't know Italian.
And he's ordering because he's got no clue that it's gone.
Yeah. And he's like, can I get the prosciutto? And she's like, it's not prosciutto, it's prosciutto or whatever. She doesn't say
He's
prosciutto.
trying to ask for sugar in his coffee, in his cappuccino, and she's like, no. And then he keeps arguing with her that that's what the translating
Which I was all like, what a dickhole. I would be so pissed if I was her. She took it way better than I'd be like.
I'm like, you should listen to the native speaker.
Yeah,
honey.
exactly. My app told me, I'm like, oh, you sound so much like an old white lady.
Dumbass American Karen.
Yeah, Karen. Yeah, right. Okay. So then he decides he's going to do the thing, and all these couples get on these bikes, and we'll talk about the couples in just a second.
There's a lot of couples that bought this too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And so, but he gets on this bike for 2, and he's a 1. He's there traveling around and everything.
Just staring at him, and then they look back at the seat behind him.
Right, exactly.
Very confused.
Yeah, they're all like, "Hey, what's going on? You're riding solo. I'm riding solo.
And on the boat, they're like, "Is he still by himself?"
Yeah, they're like talking, and I'm like, he can hear you, right? He's like right next to you guys.
I'm like, did you
nice hat?
think a woman was just gonna poof?
Yeah,
here?
Exactly. Yeah, right. Like she's gonna jump out of the water and be like, "I made it" and everything. So they're all Jesus and the Asian lady, Jesus and his therapist. They're together, whatever. So he's eating gelato by himself. Gelato is delicious, by the way.
Because what's his name? Neil is married to what's her name? Donna.
Well,
Neil is married to Donna. Julian is married to
Megan.
Yes. Hey, I just want to say I love that these people go on vacation and they meet Kevin James, and they are automatically his best friend.
These
couples
like,
have adopted him. They are
they've
friends
adopted
for
him
life,
like he's a puppy.
right? They are his friends for life. And can I just tell you right now, we are going to talk about these couples right here. So Neil and Donna.
Hold on. Let me get some. Well, let's talk about them when they go to the club, because I want to talk about a couple of things before, because the club will get a good picture of them. Sorry, I should have inserted a picture of them.
No, that's fine.
Okay. So he's at this water fountain. I can't remember what the name of the water fountain is. It's famous.
The famous one in Rome.
Yeah. So, which I just found out, like literally like 2 days before I went and seen this movie, that you have to schedule an appointment with this fountain now because it's so famous that it gets cluttered or whatever. So you have to make an appointment to take a picture with it because so many people want to take pictures by it and stuff.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Can I just walk by it? Can I just get in a queue to just walk past it? Kind of like the Mona Lisa, just.
Yeah, no, I would want to see it. I think it's beautiful. Okay. And I want a picture and I want to throw a coin in. I was like, I want to make a wish. Okay, I'm 4. Okay. So Kevin James, he's doing all this stuff. Now he's at dinner at this restaurant, right? Now, I was all like, so Julian comes over and he's all like,
I knew this was going to happen. The minute I saw Julian in the restaurant, I knew he was going to come over and be like,
Julian is my kind of dude. Let me just say that right now.
Everyone needs a friend like Julian.
Yeah,
he is your ride or die bitch.
Exactly. 100%. I was like, Julian is a tad annoying, but I like Julian a lot. Okay. So he is the
friend that's annoying, but when he's not around, you're going, where the fuck's Julian?
Yeah, Julian's a good time. Okay, so he's all like, is anybody sitting here? And he's all like, yes, actually, who are you? And he's like, hey, I'm Julian, everything. And then he's like, my fiance. And he's like, oh, you said fiance and everything. You got left at the altar. And he's like, hey, buddy, we need these drinks. And I was like, Julian, you speak my language. I was like, and I love
that he just pulls money out of his wallet and throws it on the tray. And we're like, we need these bad.
Yeah. Whoever's getting these, they don't need them as bad as
you can go back to the bar and get them new ones.
Yeah. Fuck off. Okay, Javier. Okay. So he's all like, so he's getting the whole story kind of thing. And hold on. Hold on. So he's like, hey,
I'll be your wingman.
I'll be your wingman. He's like, I don't need a wingman. He's like, we need to go to the hotel bar. Okay. And then that's where they go. That's where we meet Claudia. I have to also say, I liked Claudia. It's like, Claudia seems like a real good time. I mean,
every time she shows up in this movie, I'm like, yes, girl.
Yeah.
It's always her birthday.
It's always her birthday. She's like, my birthday, which I'm all like, Claudia, I would celebrate your birthday every day. You seem like a fun person. Like I'm if we would have met in my 20s, we would have been out every weekend by partying it up.
Right?
And everything.
We would have been besties, and it would have always been our birthday. And I'm
exactly
from the olden days where if it was your birthday, you got free dessert.
Ain't that the truth, sister? I think you still do at some restaurants.
But I don't believe you, I guess, anymore.
Well,
I don't know.
If you go to Applebee's, like my kids love Applebee's because they will give them one of those little brownie bites on their birthday, and I'm all like, and they're like, no, it's free. I'm like, oh no, I'll pay. What is it, like $1.99 and shit? And my kids, they're all like, oh, I love Applebee's. I'm like, oh fucking A, it's the McDonald's of sit down restaurants. Get the fuck out of here. I'm all like, oh, you guys, there's way better food out there. I just want to say that. Like Applebee's is fine when you're like 22 or 19 and you have no money, but whatever, it's fine. Okay. So Claudia, she's sitting there chit chat with him, and Kevin James or Matt doesn't drink in this movie, but he starts drinking tonight because he's
with Claudia.
With Claudia,
she doesn't give him a choice.
Yeah,
and she just wants to get fucking laid.
Yeah, I mean, does he though? Because he doesn't seal the deal with Claudia.
Her.
Oh, her. Yeah, she does for sure. Which I'm all like, which at the same time, I'm like, Matt, when in Rome, you know what I'm saying? Do as the Romans do. They fuck Claudia. Okay. Right. So, she's all talking to him.
Vacation romance.
Exactly. So, all right. So now we can talk about the couple.
All right. So this is Neil and Donna. Neil is a physical therapist for the Miami Heat. Yes. And Donna is his therapist.
Was his therapist. Because she can't date a client. That's illegal. Oh
yeah, Megan reminds her of that
all the time. So now I have to just say right now, even though their relationship annoys me, like they're a good fit, I guess.
Because she's all the time like, you're invading my space and you're attacking me, so I need you to calm down and respect me.
Yeah, and she's like, you don't need. Go ahead.
And he's like, Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
I was he is such a pussy that I'm like,
Beta.
oh,
Like
100%.
when he was like, hey, will you watch my drink while I go to the bathroom? And she's like, take it with you. And he's like, I'm gonna take it with me. I'm like, no, you tell that bitch to watch your goddamn drink. I'm like, well, fuck you, Donna. Watch my drink, you stupid
Or
asshole.
I'm like, Neil, man up and just down it and tell her to order you another one while
Order
you're in the bathroom.
Exactly. You'll have a better time. So there's those two and everything, and Neil's all like, is that what he needs and everything? And Julian's like, that's exactly what he needs. And I'm like, it's probably what he needs.
Julian needs doing stuff with his hands. That's exactly
he does. He's a hand talker. I get it. I'm a hand talker too. It's totally fine.
I know, but every time he talks, he's like
he just okay, so then we
so this is Megan and Julian.
Yeah, so this is Megan and Julian.
This is their third time being married to each other.
To each other, exactly. They get divorced and then they get married.
And she makes a comment that this time when he asked her, he didn't even get down on one knee. And he's like, I had just had knee surgery. And they have a whole argument about it.
Yeah, which so now we'll talk about them again later on in the thing when they go to the villa. But I have to just say, I did like his little friend couples that he had found in Italy.
Oh, I love these two couples. Yeah. I love a good vacation where you meet people and you gel with them and everything's fun.
It's like when we watched that skiing movie and that one lady was all like, I go to the club and I get the dick. I was like, I like you already, honey. Like, you're just a good time, you know? I mean, like, none of you for me, but I'll hang out with you. I love hanging out with you. Okay.
I will totally support you.
You go get the dick, but I just want to
I will be Julian and Megan. I will be your wing person.
Yeah.
We will be your cheerleaders because that's what Donna and Neil and Julian and Megan are. This entire movie for Matt. They are his cheerleaders. They are his support. They are, pretty much his family while he's in Italy. And actually, they become his family forever.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So they're at this club right here. And I didn't get any more of this club, but okay. So then they're just chilling out, and there is a piano.
Coffee lady shows up.
Yeah, Gia shows up because he had talked to Gia or whatever, and then she shows up, and then there's a piano player, and he is singing. I don't know the name of the song, but Andrea Bocelli. Botticelli sings it, and she's like, he's so good, and I love how they're talking.
Like miming to each other. And he's like, I'm better, and she's like, go sing,
go sing. No, and I'm all like, see, now me, if she would have been like, go sing, I'd be like, oh, challenge accepted, bitch. I'd be like, no. Yeah, and everything.
But Claudia shows up and is like,
yeah,
and he's like,
still my birthday, and she's in everything, and she sees it, and she's all like, Gia's all like, oh well, fuck him. I'm annoyed
and he's
now.
Like,
no. I don't want this bitch and everything. But it's her birthday, so I gotta like party with her and everything.
Yeah.
So
and Matt and Claudia close down the club. Like the guy's like, I want to go home. We're closed. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my bar. So they go out on the street and everything. She's like, it's my birthday. And he's like, happy birthday and everything. And then they sit on this bench and he's like, my heart got broken or whatever. I came to Italy, my heart got broken. And I did like this line. She says something along the line. And I don't remember exactly because I only saw it the one time, but she's like, don't look with your eyes where you're at. You're in the most beautiful city in the world. She's like, fuck your heart and everything and everything. She's like, enjoy what you got in front of you. And I'm like, that's actually,
don't let this bitch ruin your trip.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm all like, that's great advice also, Claudia, and everything. And then he doesn't sleep with her. He goes back to his hotel room. He eats a whole cake by himself.
But he does the one thing that we have all done when we're drunk and trying to get our pants off.
Oh my God. I related so hard to that. I was like, when he was trying to get his jacket off, and I was like, and then his pants, I was like, dude, you are speaking to my soul right now.
Right? I was like, who does not understand this moment when you're so wasted, you are not coordinated enough to undress yourself.
And your feet are so hot. You're like, I just want to get everything off. You're like, get off of me.
And then he has the pathetic little chocolate fountain just dripping chocolate because it's been running nonstop. He doesn't go anywhere near that. He goes 100% for the cake.
Yes, and he also calls Heather a million times.
40 sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. And so, which I mean, I get that we've all been there, right? And everything. So then, so then the next day, as soon as this picture, okay, so he goes back to Cafe de Soleil, and Gia's there, and she's like, "Did you have fun with your whore last night?" And he's all like, "No, and everything." So she's talking to him, and I like this scene also because she's all like, I can't remember what he says. She's like, oh, he's like, what is your name? He's like, I'm Matt. And she's like, and she shows him the cup that says, the Gia or whatever.
Gia
La
Cafe
Gia.
Sol. Yeah, and
And
he says,
he's like,
nice to meet you, Cafe de Sol.
And she's like, no, he's like, yeah, I was just trying to be funny. And she's like, okay, try harder.
My favorite thing in the world is when she tells him 100 times through this movie, don't be weird.
Don't be weird, which we'll get to that. Okay, so then this is where we talked about. So then he's going to go and get with the tour, but he's running late because the tour leaves without him. But they're like, come on, Maddie, get on the bike and everything. And he's all like, hey, can I have a solo bike and not this, 2-seater? And I love how they're all like, are you crazy? No. And he's like, but you have so many solo bikes. And I'm all like, yeah, you guys have like a million solo bikes. You
that's a different tour. It's a different tour.
Yeah, the singles tour, it's the Claudia tour. So,
but don't worry, Gia, she's gonna take that back seat.
Exactly, and the reason she does this is because her ex shows up. Now, I don't know his name, and I couldn't find him on the list or whatever. So we're just gonna call him Guy. So Guy shows up. And he's all like, I want to speak to Gia and everything. But she's like, sorry, I got to go and everything. And so she gets on the bike, but they've lost the tour. So they're just going through the streets wherever and everything. And they pass them and they're doing their little tour. And he's like, was that Matthew? I love how Neil calls him Matthew and Julian calls him Maddie. And I'm all like, I've been in this boat before. I like when you call me Matt. The only person that calls me Matthew is my mother or my wife when she's mad at me. And the only people that call me Maddie.
You've never been Maddie.
Yeah, well, people do call me Maddie, but I find foreigners, like a lot of British people call me Maddie, and I'm all like, what is that? I'm like, I don't hate it, but I'm all like, what's going on here with this? But
you're
it's
like, did I introduce myself wrong?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, my name is Matt. Matt's fine. You can just call me Matt. It's fine. It's whatever. I'm not one of those people though. I don't get mad about it. Anyways.
Okay, yeah. My name has been said so many different ways. Like if you're remotely close, I'm like, I think you're talking about
Velveeta. You're Velveeta.
Yeah.
Vetta, yeah. Okay, so then so they're like, go Maddie, go and everything. So he heads off with her, and these two go off, and they go, and the first thing they do is they go and they see this landscape of the city, and he's all like, I'm an art teacher. And she's like, oh, show me your art. And I love when he pulls out his phone and he's like, my kids. And she's like, you have kids? How many? And she's like, 15. And she's like, 15, all with the same woman. And he's like, oh, no, my students and everything. She's like, oh, okay. And everything. And then she's all like, he's like,
and I'm like, that's not right. If he's an elementary art teacher,
you should have
he
more.
has more than 15 students.
Exactly. But, and then he goes, and then I like how he goes, he's like showing her the art from the students, and she's like, oh, he's like, no, this is from the student. She's like, okay, because I was going to tell you,
you're not very good.
You're not very good, and everything. And then I was like, Gia, I like you also. I like all the characters in this. They all have a great. Okay, so then they go to this restaurant where and then she's all like, you make art for me, and he's like, no, and then they get like an art picture drawn of them or whatever, and then they go to this
like one of those caricatures that you get on the street where you have a big head and a little body and whatever,
like big teeth and stuff. And then they go to a restaurant where she knows the owner, and they set up a table outside for him. And then he gets
off everybody waiting in line, which
exactly.
I'm like, I love that.
Yeah, love it. Yeah. And then they have lunch, they drink wine and everything, and they're having a good time and everything. So then, after this, he goes to say goodbye to her, and he tries to like do the kiss on the cheek thing,
the 2 cheek thing.
Yeah. And she's like, she's like this and everything. She's like, don't be,
you stay.
And she's like, don't be weird and everything. And I was like, that is my favorite part of this movie. It was so freaking cute. Don't be
She
weird.
says it so many times, like, don't be weird, and telling him he's not funny, that I'm like, I love Gia.
Yeah, I love
Gia's
Gia
my
too.
kind of gal.
I feel
Try
like
harder, don't be weird.
Try harder, don't be weird and everything. So then the two guys come by his hotel.
He goes out on his balcony.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Julian's out there, and he's talking to Julian, and Julian goes, I'm gonna come over. And then Neil comes out and goes, what's going on? And he's like, I can't hear you, I'll be right over. And he's like, wait, I didn't invite anyone over. And they're both there. I'm like, I love these two.
Yeah, so then they come in, and I like how he's like, is that an Ed Sheeran shirt? And he's like, yeah, and everything. And I'm like, hey, don't diss on him for the music that he likes. And I did like how Neil's like, he's allowed to like what he likes. And I'm like, yeah. Jesus, he's allowed to like what he likes. And then he's like, well, you got a pirate here.
Calling him Jesus, and I'm all for it, because at least he's not got a fucking man bun on.
Yeah, and he plays Jesus on that show.
You are correct.
So then Julian, he's like, you've got an earring, like a pirate would, like a decision a pirate would make. And then they kind of like start dissing on each other about their marriages and everything. And it's like, why are you guys shitting on you? Like, I didn't like this part only because I felt like it was a tiny bit mean. Like, I'm all like, you don't know what's going on in another person's marriage. You don't get to
but they
shit on it.
Ended on good vibes, so it doesn't
did.
ruin everything. Yeah. They come to like, I'm sorry, I'm taking out my pain on you, my bad.
Exactly. And Matt finally admits to himself that him and Heather are not, there's nothing, it's done. It's over and everything. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's sad, Matt. But it's good that you came to that realization, because holding on to that shit is not good. She left you at the altar. It's like, there's no, even let's just pretend she came back like the next day and she's like, I made a mistake and everything. You can't take her back. No. He left you at the altar.
I'm not going to lie, though. When you watch The Proposal, and I think they did it on purpose, she wasn't into it even at the proposal. She was saying yes to the marriage in Italy, not to him.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And she's like, in Rome. she's all about Rome. So then what they do is, right, I love how Julian is such a yenta. I love him for this.
And Julian is my kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's looking at the big picture.
Yeah, exactly. So he picks up these envelopes. He's like, what's this? And he's like, oh, those are the wedding gifts. He's like, we need to open these, take the cash, leave the checks, and go have a good time. And he's like, no, we can't do that. And even
Neil jumps on this bandwagon. It's like,
he's like, yes, we can do this. We can totally do this. They gave you this money and everything. I'm like, yeah, you mad? If I had given you, $100, I'd say, go do it. You deserve it.
If you told me you took it and got drunk to drink away your problems, I'd have high five you.
Yeah, high five. Go smash that whore in Italy. Right. That's fine. Okay.
So say hi to Claudia in the morning.
Exactly. Say hi to Claudia and chlamydia. Okay. So then I love how Neil throws down the money. He's like, I'm going to need some shots for me and the whole bar and everything. And he's like, we don't take American cash. And he's like, I'm going to start a tab shots, just the 5, not for the whole bar. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Neil, you are also my kind of guy.
He throws down his credit card.
Exactly.
And he goes back to the group and he's like, they don't take American cash. And even Julian goes, wait, what? They don't take American cash? And I'm like, you are in a foreign land.
Yeah. You gotta turn that into euros or whatever the fuck they use in Italy. Okay, so he gets shots and everything, and they all do shots and everything, and I'm like, who doesn't love shots? And
I love shots.
Yeah,
they're so much easier than nursing a drink for 30
Ain't that
minutes.
The truth, sister? Yeah, ain't that the truth? Okay, so then they're all getting schmammered and everything, and they're dancing, and I love how he's all like, go pick a song that I can sing to. And I want to be honest with you, I don't remember the song, but I was all like, this is not the song I would have chose. I would have chose something like Flow Rider or,
or a fun dancing queen.
Yeah, exactly. Anything you can dance to. Like this song, I was like,
it was slow and But the Americans of their group were totally getting out. And Gia shows up and
Then
she's
Gia
all like,
shows up.
come on, Maddie, let's go dance. And he's like, I don't dance. And she's like, yes, you do. Say
Yeah.
yes more. She was
Yeah.
all like, you need to do more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So then she walks him back to
and I love how Matt did not invite her to the club. Julian went to the cafe, banged on the door at night, yelling coffee lady, to get her to come out to the club for Matt.
Yeah.
I love that. See, Julian is a ride or die bitch.
Julian is, yeah, he's my kind of dude.
Yeah.
So then she's walking him, or he walks her back to the coffee shop, but then she's all like, your hotel is around the corner. And he's like, well, those kids might be around the corner also. I might be attacked.
I'll be safe?
And she's like, you know what? You're right. You might not be safe. Come on in my coffee shop. And I was like, Matt, you little dog, you're gonna get some and everything.
Look at him. He's got game.
Yeah. So he goes in and she makes him this little like chocolate cake thing, which I just want to be like, he's like, this is so good. You made this. And I was like, I don't know. She popped it in the microwave. I think this might have been frozen. You know, I'm like, I don't know.
It does. It looks like one of those little lava cakes that you
like Applebee's from Applebee's. Yeah, exactly.
And she threw a scoop of ice cream on top of it.
Right. So then they tell each other their story. Like he says, my heart got broken, or my last relationship didn't end well.
He gives the bare minimum.
Yeah. And she's all like, I met a man and we were together and I wanted. And
she talks about, children. I'm going to lose the cafe.
Yes, because my
he
landlord
owns the building and won't sell it to her.
Yeah. And she's like, I wanted kids. And then 10 years later, I found out he loved to sleep with other women. And so she had her heart broken, but she's like, you need to do more.
And I
she's
go,
like,
what a shitty guy, knowing that she wants kids.
Yeah,
and
that's
toys with her for 10 years, and then now she's probably too old for kids.
Too old for kids.
That's
I mean,
such a shitty move, because we find out that Kevin James's character Maddie's 50 in this movie.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not impossible, but it's pretty much impossible. Like you're gonna
geriatric pregnancy is what that's called.
You're gonna have to get like maybe like a surrogate, and maybe I don't know what they're gonna have to do. IVF. It's a long road if you think you're gonna have kids. Okay. Anyways, so
it'd probably be quicker just to buy one.
But they do the thing where they sit through the night and they talk in her little cafe, and then he invites her on his trip to where do they go? Tuscany to the
wineries, and they find out that her family is from there and they have a villa.
And she's gonna invite them. So they're on the bus. Hold on, we're gonna get to that. So they're watching because they're snuggling, they're little being all cute and everything on the bus.
And now, Julian, of course, being the yenta is like saying to Neil, check that out, check it out, check out Maddie, go.
Yeah. And she's all like, do you wanna come to my villa? And he's like, yeah, I'll come and meet your family and everything. So they go to the villa and they say hello to the family and everything. And when they go inside, right, and there's all these pictures and everything, and they're all like, hey, that's Andre Bocelli. And she's like, yes, that is, and everything. He's like, wow, you guys,
your families are big fan.
You guys are a huge fan. And then he goes into the like living room, whatever, and on the piano is fucking Andre Bocelli just playing it up with his blind hands.
I love his glasses.
Yeah, and I believe that unlike Stevie Wonder, Andre Bocelli is blind because that fucker can't see one goddamn thing. And he has no TVs in his house, unlike somebody that likes to pretend they're blind. So Andre is, he's playing it up and everything. And he's like, welcome to my villa. And she's like, he is my uncle and everything. And they're like, yay, Andre Bocelli and everything. So
we're huge fans.
Yes. So then she's all like, will you go with Andre to get tomatoes? And he's all like, oh, okay. He's like, I don't know if I should be driving. Oh, I this is afterwards. But he's like, I've been drinking wine. I don't know if I should be driving. She's like, you don't need to drive and everything. So they go and they get tomatoes and everything. And they make some dough for some pasta and stuff. And they're having a good time together.
He's hanging out with the women.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, I love it. So then they sit. Okay, so then who shows up is that asshole, her ex, and he brings his hot new young woman to dinner, which I'm all like, why is he even there? Like, I'm confused. Like,
because he's an old family friend.
I wouldn't. And if he hurt my niece, I'd been like, you're not coming to dinner, fucker.
Maybe they didn't invite him. Maybe he just showed up. Maybe
maybe,
he's
but
one of those rude fuckers.
yeah, I would be like, you need to get the fuck out of my house, and you can't stay here. Anyways, so they're having dinner and everything, and they talk about this race, and I looked it up, and it's called something. Hold on, give me two seconds.
It
Everything.
is the jankiest looking race ever, though.
Yeah, it's called the Palio di Siena. I don't know how to say that, but
That sounds good.
yeah, that's good. Yeah. Italian.
That's how the app said to say it.
Yeah, exactly. The app fucked me over, guys. I'm sorry. And the one guy, the ex, he's all like, I have a horse going to race, and she's all, and Gia's all like, my horse, Bob is going to race. Mystical, yeah. And he's like, you're a horse that you left, and she's all like, he will race good. And she's like, we'll make a bet. If Mystical wins, you sell me the building. And he's like, if mine wins, what do I get? And she's like, I will sign the lease for another year. And he's like, okay, good. And that's how they end the dinner, right? And then they go, oh, there he is. This is the guy. This is the guy. Yeah. This is him later on in the movie, but this was I zoomed in because it's the only picture I could find of this asshole. I couldn't find who played the actor and everything. Anyways, so he's all like, okay, but I will win and everything. So then, if this would hurry it up. Okay, so then she takes him on a walk through their little vineyard that they have. And she's like, what do you think of this landscape? And he's like, it's beautiful. And she's like, you paint this for me? And he's all like, he's like, yeah. He's like, I'll have to come back sometime. She's like, or maybe you stay and everything. And then she goes to kiss him and he stops her. And he's like, I have to tell you something because before the two men were like,
Donna's telling her, Donna and Neil are all, be honest, and Megan and Julian are like, nah, you're good.
Yeah. And so he's like, listen, I'm here on my honeymoon. And I was going to be married a couple days ago, and she left me at the altar, and she's all like, and he mentions that she's like, she wrote me a letter. And it was meant to be. She wrote me a letter and everything.
And he shows her.
Yeah, he shows her the letter, and she's all like.
And the minute she sees the letter, she loses her shit. And she's
like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this or whatever. And they go back to the villa, right? So then, okay, so before we talk about this picture right here, so he's sitting on the couch, and over walks Megan and Donna, and they talk about their relationships. And Donna says, listen. Neil, he would schedule like way too many sessions. He'd schedule like 24 sessions in a row. And it was because he wanted to spend more time with me, until finally he bursts into my office and says, I want to take you out on a date. And she was like,
I love you.
Of you. And she's like, and after I had security escort him out, I went on a date with him.
Stop seeing him as a patient.
Because illegal. Megan was like, because that's illegal. And she's like, it is illegal. But then she's like, Megan, she says that after our second time of getting a divorce, she's like, I went on a trip to the Bahamas with my girlfriends to get away and everything, and just kind of revamp or whatnot and work on myself. She's like, and then I'm sitting on the beach, and I hear some gurgling or whatever and everything. And she's like, there's Julian. He didn't have a passport, so he swam to the little island I was on. And she's like, and both of them are, there's still more stories of that even though their relationships are perfect, they prove themselves by doing these grand gestures.
And it wasn't even the grand gesture. It was more of a, even after they
swimming to a fucking island's a pretty big gesture.
Julian and Megan are a little extreme.
They are.
I'm just saying that it's like, it's not just a grand gesture. It's just the fact that they're trying, and
exactly. Yeah,
they don't just give up on a whim.
Showing. So then what? So then Matt gets this great idea. Andre is playing the piano, and he's like, "All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start singing."
So he
And he's
looks
like,
up the lyrics on
yeah,
his
he's like,
phone.
yeah, and he's like, "No, nemo, no, no, no." And they're all,
Oh,
and yeah, and I love how they're all like, if you look at these pictures, they're all looking at him like, ah, shit, he's doing it, and then they're like,
like Maddie's the best singer on the
like,
planet
yeah,
is the
yeah,
way they're doing it.
yeah,
They're like, man, move over, Bocelli.
yeah,
Here
yeah,
comes
yeah, yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah, and when he's done, he's like, "Oh no!" And he keeps looking for G, and they're all like, "Yeah,
And
Maddie."
the way his lip is
Yeah,
quivering
yeah,
as if
hold
he's
on.
like the Elvis of
Right,
whatever type of music.
yeah, like he's just like in his mind, he's like, "You guys, I think I'm crushing it right now. My
He's
Italian
like,
is
I
spot
think I can
on."
sell out arenas.
Yeah, right. Move over, Andre. I'm going to be singing with Ed Sheeran
Right.
next and everything.
You're my
So
opening act, bitch.
exactly. So then Gia, so he's looking for G the whole time, and she comes in and she sees him, but she's just like, I can't. She leaves the room.
Well, and
So
we don't know it at the time. It has nothing to do with what Maddie told her from his perspective.
yeah. So then he ends up leaving and going back to the hotel.
Yeah, he leaves the tour and everything. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't stay with the group. He just leaves.
Yeah. So while he goes back to the hotel and he's about to leave and everything, then we get this race. Now, this is the track for the race. Like Vetta said, it looks a little janky. Like I'm not trying to.
It's literally a town, like the inside of a town.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of buildings surrounding this little like soccer arena.
Like, which makes me go, this must be like an old village square, where they would go if like they were being attacked, because all the buildings are so tall and it's a safe place. I'm assuming. I don't know. I know nothing. I'm just this is like from my Game of Thrones knowledge,
And Gia's family, they have a box, which their box was like, I was like, that's
they
a balcony,
have a parade and a blessing for this.
Right, they have
flags. Like this is for real.
Which I loved it, but at the same time, I was like, this is a lot
for Kentucky Derby. Look like trash.
Right. Yeah. Why don't we bless our horses at the Kentucky Derby?
Right. Why don't we have flags wrapped around everyone cheering on our horses?
Yeah, where they got a whole priest there and everything. So then they do end up racing, and Guy McDouche, his horse wins. So Gia is all like bummed because then she's got no man.
And she just nods to him like, hey, fine.
Yeah. So then Matt's all like, he's like, hey, Marcello,
I'm out.
I'm out, dude. I'm ready to go home. I got left at the altar, and then this hot piece of ass. This
and every time he saw Marcello, he was like, I'm rooting for you, Maddie. He kept hoping Heather was gonna show up.
Right. But Heather does show up because she's in the lobby.
Dude, she is so homely looking. Like,
dude, yeah, right. Like, yeah. So she's all like, I'm sorry. I was scared and everything. He's like, listen, you don't have to be sorry. He's like, it wasn't meant to be and everything. And
he's okay with it by this time.
At this point in time, he realizes that
he
Heather
just tells her he wishes she would have told her, told him like 6 months ago, not.
Right. And then so like he's all like, maybe he's like, I think what happened was I was just 50 and I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. And this was like my one shot. And I was like, oh, Matt, you settled? I was like, and Matt, you could have found somebody. Like, that sounds like you didn't even try, fucker. So, and she's all like, well, the day of our wedding, I went to a coffee shop and this woman helped me write this letter, the coffee shop owner.
She gave me the courage.
Good courage, because she's all like, if you don't love him, you can't marry him and everything. Mm-hmm. And she told me what to write. And it was Gia that told her what to write on the letter. And so he's all like, oh my God. So then Guy McDouche, he shows up and he's like, I'm going to sell you the building. And she's like, okay. And then we hear a little beep or whatever. And outside the coffee shop is Matt.
And we should say that earlier, Gia tells him the story about how a boy came to her house to take her on a date on a yellow Vespa. And her sister hopped on it. And she told her sister, if you don't get off, I'm going to break your arm. And her sister just laughed and she yanked her sister off and broke her arm.
Yeah.
And so sister. He sells the engagement ring and buys a motorcycle and is outside of Gia's coffee shop, which is so sweet.
It's so cute. And he's like, hey, I got an extra ticket to an Ed Sheeran concert. You want to go with me? And she's all like, okay, I go with you. And so,
and I'm like, man, she is like the strangest business owner. She just comes and goes. Like, she took off
Europeans,
her right, and just threw it to somebody. Like, maybe that is a European thing. She was just like, she doesn't say anything. She just took off the apron and kind of tossed it, grabbed her purse, and was out the door multiple times in this movie.
Yeah, like her little coffee shop person is probably pissed. She's like, the lunch crowd is about to come, and I'm going to be so swamped. And I'm like, well, shit happens.
And they drive past the hotel. And Marcello is out front, and he's like, way to go, Matt and Heather. And you're like, that's not Heather.
You're right. So they end up going to the Ed Sheeran concert, which I just want to say right now, they stop here to dance or whatever. And then we get this.
So far away. Can I just tell you, the walk to this concert is like a mile.
It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So and they put stock footage of fucking Ed Sheeran. I was like, that wasn't an Ed Sheeran concert. You guys didn't have tickets to that concert. You guys just stood a mile away and recorded this fucking movie because you like
they just found a stage with some lights going on, people walking to it, and we're like, this is a good spot. Let's do it here.
Right. Okay, and that's all the visuals I have. But then we get this like little, and that's where the movie kind of ends, but then we get some mid-roll credit scenes or whatever where Gia and Matt get married.
It's a year later, whatever.
They get married in Italy. I like how Megan and Julian
have been divorced. And
again,
he's proposing again.
And he gets on his broken knee.
His knee, but he falls over.
Yeah.
And he just holds up 4 because she says yes, of course.
Of course. And Donna is pregnant.
Pregos. Yep.
Yep. And everything. And everybody's living happily ever after. Now, and that's where the movie ends and everything. Now I just have to say, I loved this movie. I mean, I know it's like I said before, they didn't reinvent the wheel, but it was so freaking cute. I love all this shit.
It was 100% predictable, but it was so adorable.
Yeah,
it had
so
great characters. The characters made this movie. Who cares about the storyline? Gia with her don't be weird, try harder. Julian with his sticking his nose in everyone's business. Neil with his but let's be respectful of his feelings bullshit.
Right.
I mean, and the wives. This is just even Marcello at the hotel as the concierge, whatever. Even he's great. Like that's even the little guys at the tandem bike rental shop when he's
they were great.
Can I get a single? And they're like, no. And then
what are you
like,
talking about?
Are you sure? And the other guy comes out and he says it to the other guy, and the other guy's good like, no, are you crazy? Like
right. Yeah. No, it was
stuff. So yes, my husband and I saw this together, and even he said he was pleasantly surprised because he had no idea what to think of a romantic comedy with Kevin James in it. And he was like, that was good. He was like, it was cute. It was fun. I loved it.
Yeah. I loved it too. It was so much fun. I don't know. I just love romance movies, even if they're just like, even if it's the same story, it's so cute and I love it.
Okay. Well, can I just tell you, this isn't a typical like Hollywood romance, because let's be honest, if this was some Notebook bullshit, it would be some cheating woman being a whore and between two guys. And I mean,
well, I don't like that. Whatever you just described, I don't like that. But the Notebook, I love the Notebook. We reviewed that. I love it.
That is literally a cheating female.
She's not cheating. She
cheats on her fiance with him.
Yes,
she does. She goes to the farmhouse and sleeps
She does.
with
But she didn't love him. She didn't love Cyclops. She loved Ryan Gosling. She always has. Yeah, she cheated on Ryan Gosling with Cyclops. So you shut your face. You shut your whore mouth. Anyways,
either way, she's still the whore because she's a cheater.
I mean, you make an excellent point, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any bad talk about the Notebook. Okay, all right. Before we wrap this up, is there anything else about this movie that you want to mention?
No, it's so cute. Go see it.
Go see it. Yeah. One last question. We already talked about how we felt about it, but would you recommend?
100%.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Go if you don't go see it in the theater, although you should because it's super cute. But you, when it comes on digital, rent it or buy it. I'm gonna buy it because it was super cute. I loved it.
Oh, it's so cute. Like I
So
said,
cute.
don't be weird.
Yeah, don't
It's
be
my
weird.
favorite. Don't be
Yeah,
weird.
don't be weird. Buy this movie. Okay. All right. Well, with that, we're gonna wrap this sucker up. Thank you so much, you guys, for listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. Also, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review. It really helps us out a lot, you guys, and we really appreciate it immensely. Like I said before, we'll also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. Subscribe at YouTube BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Also, you guys, we do have a Patreon. If you guys love hearing our takes on movies and just us discussing stuff over on Patreon, what we do is we review movies, but we go through movie franchises. Like we start from movie number 1 all the way down to movie number 15, if there is. We've done Jurassic Park, we've done Scream, we've done I Know What You Did Last Summer, we did the Bring It On series. So good. Go check it out. There's plenty of different levels that'll suit whatever interest you're in there. The link for that will be in the description down below. But most importantly, you guys, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.